Hey everybody, welcome to Logan Live, our regular Monday night, 8 p.m. Central start time. I'm wearing the hat because I'm staying safe and keeping my distance, and therefore you don't want to see my hair right now, I promise you. So this is me protecting your eyes from a Chia Pet like scenario. Like it's not that bad, but you know. So pardon my casualness on Logan Live. For those of you new to Logan Live, we do these every Monday night for the most part. There's sometimes I'm traveling, I can't do it, but 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Please share, tag, text some people, say hop on. We're going to do a training. This is going to be, I'm very excited about tonight's training. And then I have a really cool announcement that I've been waiting to announce. It's taken me 3 years, honestly, 3 years. And those of you that know me, patience is not my best virtue. And so 3 years is a long time. And so I'm really honored and humbled, so humbled that you would make time to be on here. It means the world to me. There's so many of you that you tune in every Monday night, and thank you for that. And you share it, and you let people know about them. And so please make sure people know. They're not going to want to miss this. And a lot of you will watch this on replay. And so thank you for you all watching this on replay. That means a lot to everything I'm about to say applies to you as well. And thanks for that. And so for those of you, again, new to Logan Lives, these are not catered to my companies or this is for everybody. My passion in life, my purpose in life is to help people do life better. And so this is just kind of free content that we give every Monday night, right? And so because it's free, I have a hat on backwards, and that's how we're gonna roll. So we're in my study here at the house, and my kids, they barge in, or my dog barges in. I'm not sorry because it's in my home, but I'm really excited about tonight. And I listen. There's a lot of people struggling right now. Vicky, good to see you. Teresa, good to see you. Liz and John, awesome. I love it. Anthony, hey, when you come on, say where you're from. Anthony, good to see you. Maria, good to see you. Vicky, good to see you. We normally have people represented from every state that come on here, which is really cool, and other countries, which is awesome. Darius, good to see you, my friend. Look, a lot of people are struggling right now, and I just want to first and foremost say, listen, I have huge compassion for everything that's going on. I have an amazing mom, and she's incredible. And of course, my dad's amazing. I love him. He's like my best friend now. But my mom raised me and my little brother when I was younger. And, she had to fight and claw and make things happen. And I say all that to say, if that's you right now, I believe this message tonight's going to be huge. Some of you are fine. You haven't really been affected by the coronavirus yet, other than, you can't get a haircut, and, you're washing your hands a lot more, and you're watching Tiger King. I don't even know what that thing is. I really don't even know what that thing is. Like, I asked my wife right before I came on, I go, what is this thing? And she explained to me, and I said, okay, I don't even know. But some of you aren't that affected, right? And listen, we can't control what happens to us in life. We can only control how we respond, right? And I have a message tonight that I really have prayed over, I'm passionate about. And by the way, I'm a man of faith. You may not be, which is cool, okay? I have friends that don't believe in God. I'm their friend, okay? They're my friend. We love each other. It's all good. We have different views on some stuff, but that's all good. I only share that I prayed over because that's who I am. And I believe it's important that if I can benefit from something, I want other people to benefit from it too. So, and so I prayed over it. I said, man, all right, I have this announcement tonight. I got I got an email yesterday that I've been waiting on for 3 years. Okay. And I'm going to share that email with you here in just a second. All right. But, look, Logan Lives are not about anything other than adding value to people. At the end of this, I am going to have a small favor from you, okay? Very small. But I believe the favor, I believe that you will think that the favor actually was good for you. So I think it's a win-win. 1 + 1 = unlimited, all right? Okay. All right, Sean, good to see you, brother. Michael, good to see you. Mary, good to see you. Frank, good to see you, my friend. Armando, good to see you. Martin, good to see you in Jersey. I was supposed to be on tour this week, this past week in a New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland tour, and so I hate not being on the road. I was supposed to speak actually today. The Air Force hired me to come be their keynote speaker at an event, and I couldn't be there, which I hate it. It is what it is. So a lot of interesting stuff. I have some exciting news though, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Before I give that exciting news, I want to add value. So for those of you new to Logan Live, grab a pen, grab a paper. Let's take some notes. If you're not a pen and paper person, fine. Just follow along. Okay. Listen. In life, we have a choice. We can either go through stuff or we can grow through stuff. I want to make sure you heard me. We either go through stuff or we grow through stuff. The choice is truly yours. And the majority of people just sort of accidentally exist through life versus intentionally designing their lives. And I just believe that personal growth, personal development liberates a human being to reach their true potential in life. I really believe that. I believe it liberates you to do things and meet people and accomplish stuff and add value to the world that you could have never even imagined. And I've seen that happen in my own life. And I want you to grasp this simple concept. And some of you are new to Logan Lives. Maybe you've seen me speak at an event or something and you're just tuning in for the first time because I promoted this on my LinkedIn, my Twitter, my Instagram, and all that stuff. Thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to habits, habits lead to results. Thoughts are absolutely paramount to you being the human that you were put on this earth to be. Listen, I guarantee you there's some of you right now going, I feel like something's missing in my life. And I'm not talking about toilet paper, okay? Prior to the coronavirus, for those of you watching this on replay, we're currently in a worldwide pandemic, okay? So I know people watch this a year from now. We're in a pandemic. And toilet paper is a very important thing at the moment, okay? All right. I'm not trying to make fun of it. It's just like, look, humor is what it is. All right, so listen. Thoughts lead to actions, actions lead to habits, habits lead to results. The problem with most people is they don't control their thoughts. They allow outside forces, other people, other things, other situations to dominate their thoughts. And so really, people are nothing more than a remote control car. The majority of people are nothing more than a remote control car. That's all they are. They just sort of get pushed around and then eventually guess what happens? Your battery drains. I guarantee you there are some of you right now listening to this prior to the coronavirus. Maybe it's been going on for years. You feel like something's missing. You feel like, okay, there's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more to life than this. There's got to be more. And I think we've all felt that way. Hey, and God bless you if you've never felt that way. If you feel like everything's been perfect and all that stuff, well, I cannot relate to you, okay? I can't. There was a period in my life where I was like, I feel like I'm meant for more than this. Like, I feel like I'm just on this treadmill of life and I'm just sick and tired of just running in place. And that's most people. That's most people. And so I say that to say this. If you're in that modality, you're not alone. That's most people, okay? And basically, I was on vacation in Fiji with my mentor, one of my best friends, a guy named John Maxwell. John Maxwell's, the Pope hires him to come in and train on leadership. I've been blessed to be in Guatemala where we were, hired by the president of Guatemala to come and train on transformational leadership. I've been and I don't say any of this to say, look at me. I say this to say, look at you. Okay, so just follow me. And we were on the beach in Fiji on vacation, and he said, Logan, you need to write another book. And I said, I don't want to write another book, dude. That's not my thing. He goes, well, you already wrote a book. You wrote a book. I said, yeah, I did it. It took me 48 hours to write the thing. It's this one, Stout Advice, right? A lot of you have read it. I believe in this. Don't misunderstand me. John endorsed it. Damon John and Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank endorsed it. It's a good read, but I wrote it in 48 hours. I said, John, I'm not a writer, man. That's just not my thing. That's not my thing. And he looked at me and said, Logan, I'm not a writer. I said, okay, if you're not a writer, then why have you written like 100 books? Like, come on, dude. And he goes, Logan, I'm a communicator that writes, not a writer that communicates. And I remember listening to that going, interesting. And he said, you need to write another book. And I said, okay, whatever. And so I just done. We moved on to other topics. Well, anyway, long story short, over the last 4 years, I've really I have kids, and when you have children, it just changes you a little bit. And if any of you are struggling to have kids, if you don't know my story, my wife and I went through infertility for almost a decade. So listen, I'm not trying to be insensitive to those of you that want to have kids but don't have them, because we've been there. I have kids, and it gives you a different lot on life. And I never forget what John told me. He said, Logan, listen, when you give content to the world, whether it's in writing or social media, people can get to know you and you can add value to them whether they actually ever meet you. There are some of you right now on social media, you're listening to this right now. We've never met, but hopefully something I say can help you, right? Can help you do life better, can help add value to your life, and equally as important, help those that are counting on you do life better, right? And so I really bought into this whole concept of, listen, just give advice and content based on your experiences to help the world. Listen, this is big. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is something that you read. It's something you hear. Wisdom is something you've lived. Knowledge, there's no experience. Wisdom, there's experience behind that. I've been fortunate to experience a true, and I'm trying to say this with all humility. It is what it is, a rags to riches story. And it's enabled me to, and by the way, that does not make me any better than anybody, okay? I'm not better than you, you're not better than me. We're all in this thing called life together, and we all struggle together, and we win together. But bottom line, I've been able to see and do and experience things that I believe can add huge value to people. And so I went on this journey of really studying the world's icons, from business icons to Grammy award-winning artists to Hall of Fame athletes to you name it. And what I found, that there are 15 attributes that they all encompass. Like the 15 attributes that these people have in common. Not their personality type. It has nothing to do with their personality type, okay? Nothing at all, quite frankly. In fact, they're completely different personality types. But there were commonalities about them. And I started documenting this stuff and started going, okay. Now remember, you have a personality type. I have a personality type. Well, you can't change your personality type. It may evolve a little bit with age and experience, but you have a personality type. But what does change is your behavior type. You can control your behavior type. You can grow your behavior. There's things you can do from that standpoint. Well, I'm going to train on one of the attributes that I learned in my experience, meaning something I have wisdom in. And it's one of the 15 attributes of grit. We're living in a day and age where you're going to see people come out of this coronavirus worse. You're going to see people come out of this coronavirus about the same. And you're going to see people come out of this coronavirus on a whole nother level because of the mindset and choices they chose to have. So grab your pen and paper, write this down. Write down the word vision. Vision. Listen, family. The problem with most people is they have no vision. Vision is one of the 15 irrefutable attributes of superachievers. My definition of vision is people can see things that others don't. They see things, and by the way, I hope you will right now tag some people, share, whatever. We're about to get into this. And I want nothing from you. I want everything for you. I have an exciting announcement coming. That's fine, whatever. But I want to pour into you right now because we live in a world that is in desperate need of visionaries, people that are willing to see things others don't, because the world will try to lock you into tunnel vision. It'll try to lock you into tunnel vision. And the problem with tunnel vision is you miss stuff. You see, family, opportunity doesn't go away. It just goes to someone else, right? So the difference between people that grow through a season such as this versus that just go through a season such as this is the way you see the season such as this, okay? So vision, let's talk about it. I'm not going to go through all the attributes of vision right now, but I'm going to give you a few keys that I believe will truly add value to you. And I'm really blessed and grateful and humble that you're on here on a Monday night right now, okay? Because I do know that you could be watching a squirrel riding a skateboard, right? You could be watching Shamu jumping over a jet skier. You could be watching Tiger King, whatever that thing is, right? All right, so here, let's lock in. Right, here we go. All right, here we go. Lock in. Let's roll here. We're about to get into this. And by the way, Logan Lives are normally 15 minutes. That's it. This one's going to be a little longer because I just feel like we got to lock in on this, okay? This is big. And I was mentoring my own 2 children earlier about this. Like, listen, guys, the difference between the haves and the have-nots, those that do and those that don't, most of the time is simply the way you see a situation versus being a victim of the situation. Right? So this is huge. We're going to grow through this, not just go through this. So here we go. Number 1, the first key to you being a visionary leader, to you being someone that can truly help yourself and those counting on you do life better, is you have to establish clear vision. Establish clear vision. Okay? All right, I'm gonna give you a silly example. Those of you that have seen me speak and all that type of stuff. By the way, my Dana and Deb, who run the Logan Stout team, they say, hey, Logan, there's a lot of people asking if you would do virtual trainings for their companies and corporations. I'd be happy to. Just email info@loganstout.com. It'd be my honor, free, my deal. Listen, I don't want anything from you. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to give you an example of a real story. This is not fake. This is real. And I'm going to ask you a question right now, and I want you to answer it out loud. Scare your dog sitting next to you. Make your husband or wife or children think you're nuts. Answer this question out loud. Out loud. Don't overthink it. Answer it out loud. Here we go. What color, ready? You got to buy into this here. Like, this is free content, right? Like, buy into this. Answer out loud. It's going to make it a lot funnier. What color is the yield sign? 3, 2, 1. Okay. You just blurted an answer out. I hope you did, because it'd be funny. Humor is good. I ask that question at live events, whether it's a small group of 100, 200 people, or whether it's in an arena, right? Whatever it is. I ask that question every time the audience, the resounding sound and answer is yellow, right? So I go, what color is the yield sign? And yellow, right? And every time I ask that question, here's the response. Did you know the last yellow yield sign in the United States of America was pulled off the streets in 1988? We haven't had a yellow yield sign in our country since 1988. We haven't had one. They were replaced with red and white yield signs. Yet everywhere I go, every time I ask that question, everybody yells, yellow. Perhaps that's why people can't drive, right? I don't know. We need to go back to yellow ones, right? But the red and white yield sign. Now, there was an exception. I spoke at a church, and I spoke to the executive staff and all that stuff. And then I asked me to speak to their youth. So I spoke to the youth, right? And I told the senior pastor, he goes, oh, Logan, I can't wait for you to do the yield sign. Are you going to do the yield sign example to all the youth? I said, well, yeah, I'll be happy to do the yield sign, but it's not going to be the same outcome as with all the adults. And the pastor, this is a huge church. I mean, thousands of congregants. He goes, what do you mean it's not going to be the same outcome? That's one of my favorite parts. I go, well, all the youth are going to say red and white. He goes, well, what do you mean? I go, all your youth were born after the year 1988, dude. Like, they've never seen a yellow yield sign in their entire life. They don't even know what one looks like. He goes, oh. And I looked at the pastor. I said, dude, did you listen to anything I said in the training? Right? Listen, we are being affected by our environment, by the things we see, by the things we watch, by the things we read. We're being affected either as an advantage or as a disadvantage, right? So I go out on stage and the youth are out there and I say, hey, everybody, real quick, your senior pastor asked me to ask you a question. So just blurt out the answer. It's not a trick. Blurt it out. Hey, what color is the yield sign? And all the youth go, red and white. I go, do any of you think it's yellow? And it was like dead silence. They were all looking at me like I was an alien, right? And I go, I know, dumb question. That's on your senior pastor. Okay, let's get into the training, right? So it's funny, but I ask you that because here's the moral of the story. If that simple example of something you witnessed over a decade ago, over 2 decades ago, right? 1998. If that, and it was maybe 1998, but anyway, it was before the 2000s, the last yellow yield sign was pulled off the streets. If that stupid example can be ingrained in your brain as something that has left an imprint in your brain, an imprint in the way you view life, I want you to think about what else has left an imprint. I hope you're tagging people. I hope you're sharing this. People need to hear this. Listen, I'm your friend. Okay? A fan tells you what you want to hear. A friend tells you what you need to hear. I'm your friend. I'm telling you what you need to hear. Okay? Most people need a reboot. They need a mental reboot. My age demographic, I'm in my 40s, that meant Control-Alt-Delete. Right? You young kids, now you just hit a button and it reboots, whatever. But for me, it was Control-Alt-Delete, right? The computer freeze, you have to do it perfect timing, Control-Alt-Delete, same time, and then you reboot the computer and you start all over. If you remember that, hearts, thumbs, you know what I'm talking about, right? So most people need a mental reboot. I'll give you another example in case the yield sign didn't hit home. Picture a beach. I want you to picture the most perfect beach, right? Or maybe you're a mountain person. The most perfect mountain, right? I remember my favorite, I love Saint Martin. Saint Martin on the French side is my favorite. There's a beach there, it was flawless. A hurricane came and it just destroyed it. And many individuals' brains are like that beach, that the storm comes and there's just all this collateral damage. What needs to happen is you need to clean up all the trash. You need to rake your beach. You need to get it back to the way God designed it. That beach is flawless. Not even a rock. It's just flawless. You put your feet in the sand and you can walk right on it and you're golden. You can walk right into the ocean, not a pebble, just soft sand between your toes. I'll give you another example. The grocery store. You go to the grocery store. I actually saw somebody doing this. They stockpiled. This is a true story. It just happened a week and a half ago. I go to the grocery store. This person literally had like 20 gallons of milk. So I said, "Hey, are you delivering those or like?" "Oh no, my family loves milk. We don't want to run out of it." I said, "You do realize that milk expires, right?" And of course, my wife's hitting me. She's like, honey. Hey, he's, I go, "You do realize milk expires." Like, I'm a type A. Like, my wife's very sweet. I looked at this, "You do realize milk expires. You have over 20 gallons of milk. How big's your family? Like, how big's your family? Like, there are people that need milk, and you hoarding 20 gallons of milk." And he goes, "I never thought about the fact they expire." I said, "Yeah. May I have a gallon of milk? You took all the milk. There's no milk." Right? So here's the moral of the story. Most people have expired goods on the shelves of their brain. Picture your brain like a store. Right? Most people have expired inventory. They have expired milk, molded bread, old cheese, you name it. Old stuff, produce that's no longer edible in the shelves. It's been there for years. Family, if you want to be great, you got to learn to restock the shelves with fresh produce, with relevant milk, if that makes sense, right? And so, listen, we're going to get into this training right now, but you have to buy into the reality that most people are still living in a yellow yield sign world, when in fact we're in a red and white world, a red and white yield sign world. Listen, your brain is capable of doing so much more than you can even imagine. It's capable of thinking and doing things that you can't even fathom. The things you once dreamed about, you can be about if you will start controlling the inventory in your brain. If you will start controlling the input, because that's what leads to the output. And so, number one, establishing clear vision, family. You have to establish clear vision. You will never hit a bullseye that does not exist. Okay? You'll never hit a bullseye and by the way, please stay on because I'm going to get to the announcement, but I want to always add value before I get to the exciting news. You'll never hit a bullseye that does not exist. You got to establish a bullseye. Right now, you're quarantined in your homes, most of you. This is an amazing time to go back to the drawing board and establish your bullseyes. Maybe your bullseyes are to get out of debt. Maybe your bullseyes to lose weight. There's going to be a lot of people. If you happen to be in a health and wellness company, there's going to be a lot of people desperately needing to lose weight when they get out of this whole quarantine, right? They went in at 180, they're going to leave at 205. I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Their best friends become the refrigerator. I mean, like, it's hard being quarantined. You're stuck, you know? I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just being honest. And so bottom line, it's really important that you understand, family. Like, again, I said this earlier. Some of you tuned in late, and I appreciate you coming in. There will be people through this coronavirus that will grow through it, and there will be people that will simply go through it. And the beautiful news, that's a choice you get to make. Number 1, establish clear vision. Write that down. Number 2, for you to accomplish your vision, you have to control what you can control. You will never in your lifetime, nor has anyone else, hit their bullseye, hit that vision they wanted for their life by trying to control things they had no control over. You have to control what you can control. There are 3 non-negotiables, and if any of you on here are former baseball players of mine or people that I've coached, I hope you'll validate this on here. I say there's 3 non-negotiables. I teach my 7-year-olds this. I teach the 18-year-olds this. I've taught every player I've ever coached over 20 years this. There are 3 things you can control: your attitude, your effort, and your focus. Those 3 things. Attitude, effort, focus. Most everything else you pretty much can't control, right? So there are 2 mindsets in life. There's the victim mindset and there's the ownership mindset. The victim mindset is everyone's against you, the world's against you. You just become straight negative. This is when you're just full of excuses. Listen, family, there are people struggling right now. There are people hurting. I get it, okay? You can allow the negativities to limit your possibilities. You can allow the disabilities to destroy everything that's possible by buying into the art of the excuse. Listen, I'm not discrediting what's going on. I've never seen someone achieve greatness because of excuses. Hey, tell me how'd you accomplish that? How'd you get in the Hall of Fame? How'd you become a Grammy Award-winning singer? How did you become a multi-billionaire from scratch? Well, Logan, I just came up with a bunch of excuses. Had a horrible attitude, negative attitude, no effort, lack of focus. Bam, got there. Said no one ever. Okay? Family, lock in on this. I hope and pray you're sharing this and tagging this. The world needs to hear the truth. Okay? Here's the problem. The majority of people would rather be showered with praise that'll kill them versus constructive feedback that'll set them free. Here's the reality. The excuse victim mindset accomplishes nothing. Most of the time, maybe 50-50. 50% of the time, your excuses are valid. Successful people make those excuses invalid. Let that sink in. Ownership mindset, hey, I have a right to these excuses. I have a right to feel the way I feel, but I'm not going to buy into that right. I'm going to take a better road, a path less traveled, right? Excuses, valid, no doubt, but accomplishes nothing. Ownership mindset versus victim mindset. Vision, control what you can control. Are you going to have an ownership mindset or a victim mindset? You have to ask yourself that question, right? That ball's in your court. For all 6 areas of life: mental, spiritual, physical, financial, emotional, and relational. Ownership mindset. Right now is a great time to go back to the drawing board, right? We're going to establish clear vision, no doubt, but we will control what we can control. This is a great time to go back to the drawing board and lock in. What do you want out of life? What do you want to accomplish in life? Most people feel like something's missing, and it's because they're not even intentional about living. They're just accidentally existing. You have an option right now with this coronavirus to slow down. Take a step back and turn a mess into a powerful message. You have a chance to turn a mess into a powerful message. And that's my prayer for you. Number 3, to accomplish any great vision in life, you have to have tools for the vision. You have to be equipped. I can teach you how to hit a baseball all day long, but until I give you a baseball bat, you're not going to hit, right? I can teach you the mechanics of hitting, but until I give you a physical baseball bat, you have no chance of actually hitting a ball. You have to have the right tools. I believe in reading. You're in my office, right? I don't know if y'all can see all these books. Maybe here. Boom. I'm in my office, okay? Right? What I'm trying to tell you is, sorry, I just made you motion sickness probably. Didn't mean to do that. But the point is, you got to read. You got to feel your mind the right thoughts, right? More people know about Tiger King than they do, oh yeah. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm going to be very transparent with you. I don't like reading. But I read every day. That's how I start my day. It may be a sentence or two, but I'm going to read. It may be a paragraph, it may be a chapter or two, but I'm going to read every day. I'm going to replace the inventory in my brain. I'm going to control alt delete. I'm going to reboot my brain every single day. That's a choice. What do most people do? Not that. They do the complete opposite. Right? I had a person tell me. They said, Logan, I'm just struggling in life. I'm just struggling. I said, yeah, most people are. She said, well, it seems like you're always positive. What's your secret? I go, input. She goes, well, what do you mean? I go, well, what's your favorite TV show? She goes, oh, I got a lot of them. I said, great. Of all those TV shows, which ones are making your life better? And I said, hey, listen, I'm not against TV shows. My wife and I watch Netflix. We love to watch comedy. I mean, listen, I'm not against it. Okay, I'm not against it. There's a time and place, right? The greatest investment you'll ever make is in yourself. It is by far the greatest investment you'll ever make is in yourself. When you grow you, everything around you grows. Your finances, your health, your relationships, your spiritual journey, your emotional intelligence, your relationships, everything grows when you grow you. It is without question the greatest investment. Listen, the one constant in your life is you. All right? You. You're the one constant. So why do we neglect ourselves? Why do we not invest in ourselves? Because it's abnormal. It's abnormal. In my new book about to come out, we did a research on how often people read a book, right? And over 90+% of the people, the last book they ever read was in school, when they were in school. They were kind of forced to read it, right? But they read 1.6 hours a day of social media. They're reading, but what are they reading, right? Listen, I'm not anti-social media. I believe, use social media versus being used by social media. We're on social media. We're using social media right now for a good purpose, right? And so it's really important to understand, listen, you have to have tools to grow you. You need a personal growth plan. Part of that personal growth plan, it's for the last 20 years, one of the secrets of over 20 years, since I was 17 years old. One of the secrets to my success is every day I invest in myself. Every single day, that's what I do. Every single day. I have a book I'm working on, something I'm reading. And again, you don't have to spend an hour on it. Maybe 5 minutes. Like life, I get it. I got twin boys. I get it. But do it. You're either going to sacrifice now or sacrifice later. You're going to sacrifice at some point, right? And one thing you cannot avoid is yourself. So give yourself the first right of the investment. Invest the time equity by using tools to make you better. Read a great book. I'm going to recommend a book here in a second. Be a selfish plug, but I'm going to recommend one. Number 4, the fourth thing to you being a visionary leader, for you and those counting on you, okay, the fourth thing, you have to have self-discipline. Family, self-discipline is the bridge between who you are today and who you're capable of becoming tomorrow. Self-discipline is the bridge between what you have today versus what you're capable of having in the future. You see, discipline is forced upon you. Self-discipline is something you hold yourself accountable for. The problem with most people is they have no self-discipline. They have a New Year's resolution and it goes out the window within 7 days. Don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up. We're going to grow together here in a second. I'm going to give you a tool that if you will listen to me, it will change your life. I firmly believe that. I've spent 3 years on this tool. It will change your life. It's my exciting announcement I got in a second, okay? Remember, I don't want anything from you. If you ever on Logan Lives, those of you who are on here, I never once ever wanted, I just share and then I can say thanks for being on and I leave, okay? Now would be a good time to tag and share some people right now. All right, you have to have self-discipline. That's the bridge. Number 5, and I'm going to close with this, then I'm going to tell you the exciting announcement. I'm going to close with this, then I'm going to give you the exciting announcement. Number 5, the 5th, now there are more than this. I just condensed it way down to just 5 parts of vision. Vision is one of the 15 irrefutable attributes of grit, right? Grit is the currency of getting what you want in life, okay? I'm gonna give you 5 tools for vision, one of the 15 attributes of grit. It's a little excerpt. The fifth one, you have to have an unwavering belief. An unwavering belief that you will accomplish your vision. An unwavering belief that you will, in fact, accomplish your vision. I'm going to tell you a story of a kid I was honored to coach. And if you've seen me speak live, maybe you've heard this. But I want to share this story with you. And I've never shared this story, at least not that I know of, where it was recorded and people could hear it. It was the greatest leadership lesson of my life. So this is back in, this had been, he graduated in 2011. So this would have been like 2005 maybe, or no, 2006. So we have open tryouts for the Dallas Patriots. It's a baseball organization that I started over 20 years ago when I was coaching college baseball at Dallas Baptist University. And please stay on, because I have an announcement I'm going to make. And it'd mean the world to me if you'll stay on and share this announcement. So, and I hope I hope this is helping you, by the way. I hope this is adding value to your life. So we have tryouts, and we'd have them 4 weeks in a row. And so this is before like online registration forms and all that. So it was literally like a notepad, right? Kid shows up, and I'm going through the roster list, because at that year I was coaching a 12-year-old team. Some of the alumni of that team are Trevor Story, rated the number one shortstop in Major League Baseball by MLB.com. Josh Bell, hitting the home run derby last year, starting first baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was our 3-4 hitter. Daniel Mingden, Oakland A's. AJ Minter, Atlanta Braves. The list goes on and on. And some of them might be on here right now. Jared Vaught, thank you, my man. So basically, here's what happened. So I get this roster, and I see a kid named Torrin Tillotson is trying out. And I hope Torrin's on here. He may be on here. I should have texted him. I'm going to send him this. Torrin, he's never heard me share this. So Torrin Tillotson's on the tryout sheet, along with a bunch of other kids. So we go through the first day of tryouts, and poor Torrin just had a rough day, right? He swung and missed almost every time. Undersized, very undersized compared to the other kids his age. Most respectful kid I've ever coached. Yes, sir, no, sir, look you right in the eyes, good, firm handshake, you know. And so we get done with the tryout, and I meet with every kid. And I said, Torrin, buddy, thank you so much for coming to the tryout today, man. It means a lot. I said, I got good news, bad news. Bad news is you didn't make the team. And the whole time I'm saying this, he's just, right? I said, good news, I'm going to find you a team. You need to go play somewhere where you're going to get playing time. I said, man, we got an amazing team here, and you're just not quite ready for this level. I said, you didn't make the team, but I really appreciate you coming to the tryout. And Torrin looks at me and he goes, Coach Stout, it's an honor to meet you. Thank you so much. Thanks for letting me come out. I go, okay, buddy. So he leaves. Done, right? All right, so next week we have tryout. I'm going through the roster of all the kids coming to try out, right? What positions they play, blah, blah. And I'm looking at this, I see Torrin Tillotson. So I look over at the staff and say, hey, guys, Torrin Tillotson, didn't he try out last weekend? And they go, yeah, he did. I go, well, he didn't make the team. Which, by the way, is the most gut-wrenching part of select sports, is having to cut a kid. I mean, it's painful. But it's part of the process, right? It's why people hate me. It's like, I can't help that. It's like, you know. But here's the point. I go, okay, so I call Torrin over. I said, Torrin, come here, man. So he runs over. Hey, coach. I go, hey, buddy, I met you last weekend. He goes, yes, sir. I said, you didn't make the team. He goes, yeah, I know, coach. I go, well, do you remember I told you, like, you know, like you didn't make the team. You didn't, you know. He goes, I just want to try out again, coach. Okay, all right, Torrin. So Torrin goes back in line, right? Like, what do you say to a kid? He's 11 years old. And so we go through the tryout, same outcome, right? He's not ready yet. He's a good player, but not ready for this level of competition. And so the tryout's over. I said, hey, Torrin, buddy, thank you for coming back out again. Listen, I want to make sure you understand me. You did not make the team. You do not need to come to the next tryout. You don't need to show up. Do you understand? He goes, yeah, coach, yeah. I said, okay, perfect. So you're not coming next week. We'll email your family, and we'll help you find another team you can go play on where you can get playing time. You're welcome to try out next year, but it's not going to work out this season. He goes, okay, coach, thank you. Thank you so much. It was great to be out here today. Okay, buddy. All right, good. We're done. Next weekend, we're at trials. Roster comes. Torrin Tillotson. Torrin! Come here, buddy. Hey, coach. I go, hey, buddy, remember last weekend? Do you remember what I told you? He goes, well, yeah, coach, you told me I didn't make the team. I go, right. What else did I tell you? He goes, you said I didn't need to come back on the trials. I said, yeah, repeat that one more time. He goes, you said I did not need to come back on the trials. I said, exactly. I said, so buddy, why are you here? And he goes, well, I'm just happy to be here, coach. I go, where are your parents? He goes, my dad's over here. So I go, show me your dad. So I go over, I shake his hand. Hey, my name's Logan Stout. He goes, Brad Tillotson, Coach Stout's an honor to meet you. My son is just so excited to be here. And I said, I looked at Torrin. I said, Torrin, what did you tell your dad? Brad, what did Torrin tell you after the last 2 trials? And Brad goes, well, he told me he didn't make the team and that he didn't need to come back out the trials. Okay. Right? Like in my mind, I'm thinking, so why are we here? Right? What's going on? Right? And I noticed in Brad, the dad's eye, a little tear coming down. And so I said, hey, Torrin, go get in line. Okay, buddy? He said, okay, coach. So he runs off, 11-year-old boy. And I said, Brad, is everything okay? And he said, Coach Stout, I know my son's not ready to be on your team yet. I know that. He said, but my son's dream, his vision, is to play for you. And I hope you don't take this the wrong way, Coach, but I'm not going to steal my child's dream. He asked if he could come back out to tryouts again. He told me everything you told him. I tried to talk him out of it. But, Coach, I hope you can understand as a dad, I can't say no to my kid's dream. I'm getting emotional just sharing the story. All right. So then the selfish side of me went, thanks for nothing, dude. But, so we go through the tryout. Same outcome. Torrin's not ready. So I dismissed everybody else. About 300 kids at the tryout. And the last 2 were Brad Tillotson and his son, Torrin. And I said, listen, guys. I've been very transparent with both of you. Brad, you've shared your heart with me, which I appreciate. Torrin, help me understand why you believe you're supposed to be on my team. He said, Coach Stout, I know I'm not as talented, as strong as the other kids on your team. He goes, I know that. This is an 11-year-old. He goes, I promise I'll make you proud. I'm supposed to be on your team. If you'll just give me a chance, I won't let you down. Whew. So first time in my career I ever did this. And by the way, if there's any parents out there with little kids, do not put me in this position again. So I said, okay, here's the deal. Torrin, I'm going to give you my last roster spot, but under one condition. Brad, Torrin, you're not guaranteed any playing time at all. It's not fair to the other kids on the team. This is select. This is not recreational baseball. It's the highest level of baseball on the globe. I said, I will put you on the roster, fully participate in practice. I'll get you an at bat. I'll let you play when I can do it. I said, but we're going to be up a ton of runs when you get in. That's your only shot. And I'm going to find you another team to play on so you can get reps and develop because you need to play. If you guys are cool with that agreement, I'll take you. And Brad, with tears in his eyes, says, thank you so much, Coach. Torrin, firm handshake, Coach Stout, thank you so much, right? Fast forward, Torrin's now 18 years old. We have an annual banquet every single year. We'll have somebody from the news be the MC. There'll be, we serve all the kids dinner on us, amazing meal. Parents, everybody's there. Use 1,000+ people. It's a production. It's phenomenal. And the staff, Brandon Sherrard and the whole staff, they all, of Patriots, they said, my grandfather passed away, Herman Polian. They said, hey, we want to name the ultimate award after your grandfather. He helped shape who you are today as a man. We want to call it the Herman Polian Award. And it goes to the young man who's about to graduate that most embodies leadership, character, integrity, the Dallas Patriot way. And I said, okay, well, guys, listen, I don't want the Dallas Patriots is not about Logan Stout. Like, I don't want any, this isn't about me. And I said, so you guys have to pick the winner. I'm not going to be part of that. And so what happens is I'm on stage, right? And I'm off to the side as the MC is announcing, ladies and gentlemen, the 2011 Herman Polian Award winner goes to Torrin Tillotson. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So he's walking up on stage. I'm having all these flashbacks of that original day I ever met he and his dad, right? And Torrin comes up on stage and he gives this electrifying message. I mean, kids 5 years old up to 18, every parent was moved by it. And then he looks at me. And he says, and I want to thank Coach Stout. I want to thank you for all you did for me. I have a college baseball scholarship because of the Dallas Patriots. He goes, but most importantly, I want to thank you for believing in me. And then I looked over at him and I said, well, Torrin, I appreciate that. But I didn't believe in you. I didn't believe in you at all. I tried to run you off multiple weekends in a row and you wouldn't leave, you know? And I said, and that's the point. That's the leadership lesson. And I want all of you watching this on this Logan Live to hear this, and I hope you'll get other people to see this because people need to hear this. Your vision for your life, your goals for your life cannot be dependent upon someone else believing in you. For you to accomplish your goals and your vision for your life, you are the X factor. You need to believe in yourself. And what will happen is at first people may deny you. People may doubt you. People may even laugh at you. But then they'll start watching you. And eventually, they'll buy into you. Family, own your thoughts, own your actions, own your habits, own your results. Some of you right now, you need your own Torrin story. I want you to pull out the inner Torrin Tillotson in you. And I hope Torrin will watch this. I'm gonna text him and have him watch this because he's never heard me share this story. Right now, I want to help you have your own Torrin story. I want to help you have your own Torrin story. And I'm going to ask a favor out of you as well. I'm so humbled and honored that you all tune into these Logan Lives on Monday night at 8 p.m. Central. I'm so honored that a lot of you watch these on replay. I want to see your visions come through in your life, whether you're part of a company that I own or whether you are doing your own thing. That's so awesome. That's the cool thing about these Logan Lives is I'm here to help everyone do life better, whether it has anything to do with me or not. I am, for the first time, really forever, if not ever, I'm going to ask a selfish request. 3 years ago, as I opened up this Logan Live, John Maxwell inspired me to write a book, but really, really, really write a book. I told you earlier, Stout advice, it's great. I think it's fine. John endorsed it, whatever. But I wrote this in 48 hours. I did it for my kids just so they can know their dad and in my story and my upbringing. And I think it's a great read. I hope you'll read it. And all money from it goes to charity. But I finished a manuscript called Grit Factor. The 15 irrefutable attributes of grit, going from wanting to conquering, and how to grow grit, right? Because I truly believe grit, your grit factor is in fact, it's your X factor. It's what will elevate you. My dear friend Barbara Corcoran from the hit show Shark Tank wrote the foreword on it. I'm so proud of that. John Maxwell endorsed it. I've spent 3 years on this book, and I got an email yesterday saying it's finally ready for print. It's taken forever. Some of you may have pre-ordered it. Well, you're getting the first ones. It's taken forever because we just had a disagreement with the publisher. Let them go. I ended up changing to Zig Ziglar's agent, the one who did his best-selling book of all time, See at the Top. And Tom Ziglar, Zig's son, is the one who actually recommended the agent. And it's going to be in my hands next week. Finally, this book I haven't worked for 3 years on anything. And that's not true, but you get my point. And it's finally ready. And I'm telling you, family, I don't believe in coincidence. If there were ever a day and time where people needed grit, it's now. We're going through this horrific pandemic. People are losing their jobs. People are struggling. I mean, there's so much uncertainty in people's lives. And all I can think of is that all the delays and all the stuff that happened, and the fact that I would get a random email from the publisher yesterday saying, your book's printed. Now listen, it goes in bookstores worldwide in the fall. They said it's a pre-release. So that means if people can go to loganstout.com, just my website, loganstout.com, it's on there. You can order it, and I'm gonna give a humble signature on every one of them as my small way of saying thank you. We're gonna support a lot of children in need with it. And for those of you that own companies and all that stuff, if you want a bulk order, just email info@loganstout.com. Info at loganstout.com. And the team will get back with you if you want to order a bunch of them at a discount. They can do that for you. I'm not really into all that side of it. I wrote it. I put my heart into this thing. 3 years of research, studies, one-on-one conversations with multi-billionaires, Grammy Award-winning artists, Hall of Famers. And basically, I wanted to know for me and for my children, what are the irrefutable attributes of grit, of what it truly takes to go from wanting to conquering. And I put it in this book. And just so you all know, if you are a part of one of my companies, you'll never hear me promote this within my company pages or any of that stuff, okay? I'm not going to ever promote my stuff within my company arena. So if you are a part of one of those companies, I'm going to rely on you all to share it because, my companies, that's my passion is those companies, and I don't ever want to look self-promoting on those. Logan Stout is my Facebook page, okay? So, this is self-promoting, and but not for a selfish reason. It's very unselfish because I didn't need to write a book. I didn't want to write a book, but I felt like the world needed it, and I feel like this book coincidentally happens to be coming at the right time. So I really, really hope that you will spread the word and that you will help people get this manuscript because I'm very proud of it. I spent a ton of time on it. We went through hundreds of edits, and I just feel like it's finally released. Thank the Lord, and I feel like it's going to really help people. And again, I don't believe in coincidence. I think the odds that this book happens to be released during a worldwide pandemic, when people are really struggling, you know how you're gonna grow through this struggle? Grit. That's how you're gonna grow. It's a practical read. It's a simple read. We have a test in there that the staff from Flipping Groups used on everybody from Tom Brady to the New York Yankees to you name it. And we're going to give you all kind of tools that you can use for you and your teams to really grow your grit factor. Because I just believe your grit factor is your it factor for getting what you want in life. I really believe that. So if you want to ignore the book part, ignore the book part. And I hope the training tonight added value to your life, okay? I really hope you'll share this. I really hope people will tune into this. And if you do feel inclined to have a tool to really grow you, not only for you, but for those counting on you, I pray that just go to loganstout.com, order the book. I'll autograph every one of them. Not that you want my autograph, but I'm going to sign them anyway. If you don't want me to sign it, rip the page out, throw it away. But I'm going to sign it as a small token of my appreciation. And I really hope you'll use this as a gift to people. If you are doing okay financially, I hope you'll get this as a gift to people that aren't, because I know this for a fact. When we can change people's thoughts, when we can change people's mindsets, when we can get people to stop living in a yellow yield sign world and start living in a red and white yield sign world, when we can get people to have up-to-date produce instead of expired produce in their brains, we can change the world. I truly believe we can help people do life better and change the world. So with that being said, it means the world to me that you tuned on. Thank you so much for the gift of your time. Sorry for going longer than normal. I hope you'll tune in next Monday night. I love you all. On behalf of my wife, my kids, all my friends and family that have supported me through this new book, I hope it'll add value to your life. I really know it will if you'll read it. I really do. I know it will. Thank you. I love you. Have a great night. God bless. And please share this word. Okay? Share. Bye.